I hope you're well. Welcome to my channel. This is where I talk about twin flame process, and this is the going to be the water signs for April 2022, and we'll start with Cancer. So if anybody wants to get a personal reading or have a session, all my details are in the box below. So I'm just going to get these cards shuffled up, and then we can have a look at Cancer first of all and see. So they're showing me the moon in my head, first of all, straight away. And then it's turning into Ace of Pentacles, which is a brand new beginning in the physical world. Really just corresponding to the fact that we've just come through a new moon, I think. And that means a brand new beginning in the physical world. So it's like all the... it's just they're showing me you like getting up and you're kind of dusting yourself down. And it's like, okay, that's over then. We've done that. Now what's next? So it's a very good energy for you at the beginning of this month. Feels like you're going to be feeling good. You're going to be feeling ready to kind of get on with things in a practical, kind of mundane sense. So getting on with things in the physical world. I don't feel that you've got much focus into this twin flame thing this month. It feels like you're more physically focused and a lot more kind of like, okay, I just want to get on with my life. I just want to like feel good. I just want to like manage things. I just want to be immersed in the physical world. I've got you quite serious this month, it feels as well, quite determined in some way to get something done. It's kind of showing me like the archetype of an architect looking at a building, like, right, okay, what needs to be done here now, that kind of energy. So let's have a look what's jumping out. Emotions. Lessons around emotions, and again Wheel of Fortune, which is a new cycle beginning. So maybe you're just coming away again from this moon where you've had to delve into your emotions and feel things. Whether that's been pleasant or not, that'll be different for everybody, but certainly you have been immersed in your emotions during the moon, and you're now coming out of that. So it's like exactly like they say, you dust yourself down and you're ready to get on with something else, basically. And then we've got underneath Six of Cups, which is about reunion with twin flames. So when they talk about reunion with twin flame, it doesn't mean the reunion's coming necessarily right now, but what it means is that what is going on with you is a part of your reunion process. Even when it appears that, you know, like say, oh, you might be not focused on this whole twin flame thing because you might be physically focused. Even you being guided to be physically focused is part of your twin flame process, because this process runs through every single aspect of you. It runs through your physical, your mental, your emotional, your vibrational. So at some points it will be, it's all that it's there is logistics involved, right, in harmonizing every aspect of you through this process. So sometimes you will be working with emotions, and you'll feel emotions coming through, and you're meant to at that time feel that emotions, and in whatever way you feel it. If you're revisiting the past and you're feeling sad, it's how it's meant to be, because you're clearing that energy of that past. Or if you're feeling elated and joyful and completely free, it's meant to be, but it's going to be whatever it's meant to be because of the logistics of the twin flame process, not because anything is separate from that. So as it is with the physical aspect, so when you're guided to like get on with things in the physical world, that's very much part of your physical reunion, because it's like you're going here from what is a dormant physical connection. So it's not yet become physical, it's dormant, but you've got to be prepared for being physical. So at times you're going to be returned to the physical world and getting on with things in the physical world so you can operate as what is a human consciousness from that kind of very human perspective, so that you'll be ready at some point, to enter into a physical relationship with another human being. If you were completely removed from that during this process and it was all about broader perspective and studying energy and understanding energy, you wouldn't be ready for that physical connection when it came in. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts. You go back and forth and in and out, mental, emotional, vibrational, physical. You've got the Ace of Pentacles coming out on that. So yeah, this is like, it's like you're guided to set about again being in the physical domain, in your physical body as a human being, And, you might get these thoughts coming up around that, like, okay, well, so what was all that about? Because now I just feel purely human and I feel purely physical. I don't feel like there's anything energetic or anything emotional or anything mental. In fact, it all feels like maybe I was just imagining it and making it up. I feel so physically human. So that's always just to recognize that when that comes up, of course that's going to come up when you're being guided to be physically human again, but it doesn't mean that you're going to stay in that location forever, because at some point in twin flame process you'll be guided right back into either energetic, mental or emotional, and to deal with all that again. So it is literally this game of like loads of different aspects that you're dealing with. Anyway, physical for you this month, they're saying. So just go with it, whatever it is. Like they say, get up, dust yourself off, get on with it. Just go with the flow. If that's how it's meant to be, that's how it's meant to be. It's all part of your physical reunion. It's all part of getting you to where you're meant to be, creating the new you that will be in that relationship, that comes from how it is to be free of ego, basically. Okay, next is Cancer, Scorpio. So let's look at Scorpio. So straight away I'm getting Page of Swords upside down. Page of Swords is about a message coming in, and it's also about thought. It's about ego. It's about egoic consciousness. It's about small mind. So it doesn't mean you've got a small mind. That just means it's like maybe it could be a nagging thought that you've got. Maybe you've got a nagging thought about communication. Maybe you're like, where is that text that I'm expecting? And it's just like something like that that's hanging around inside of you, that's got your attention, that's like pulling you out of your vibration of happiness and feeling good. Something like that. Let's get a card out. Romance is coming up, Knight of Cups. So maybe you're expecting something to be delivered around romance, some kind of information, letter, email, gift, bunch of flowers. Could be anything really, couldn't it? That you're expecting that's not been delivered in terms of a message or a parcel or a gift. Yeah, or a ring. Let's have a look what else. King of Cups, Heart of Masculine, Mastery of Love. I'm going to get one more out on that straight away. Let's see what this is about. Oh look, Page of Swords, message. And then we need one more because we already had that one. Lovers, divine love. Right. So basically, there is this like this Page of Swords here, right, which is this one thing that's hanging around to do with romance, like they say. So gift, message, a ring, something like that. This expectation where they talk about small mind and the ego, lower consciousness, particularly things like wedding rings, engagement rings. It's lower consciousness. Not to say necessarily it's, I'm not saying it's not a bad thing. It's just if that's where it's at, that's got to be changed, right? Twin flame process is not about that kind of consciousness. It's about big love, right? So King of Cups is like mastery of what love really is. So it's about big-heartedness, right? And it's about joy, and it's about embracing everything that is, right? So it could be here that you're also pages as lessons. I feel like maybe you're going to be given a lesson around what love really is, like big love as opposed to romance. So maybe it's like there's something niggling around you, in terms of this aspect of romance. And really what you need to do is let go of that, right, and embrace what is this really big open-heartedness of love. So to see it in a physical format, it could be like somebody hasn't come forward with something, right? And you're like kind of feeling miserly in terms of love, like you're holding back love in some way inside yourself for that person because they did something or they haven't done it yet, they haven't given you the ring or whatever. So turn that around, because this is divine love coming out, right? So this is like, let go of that expectation and embrace that person, emotionally embrace that person rather than what it is they might have to give. Because romance doesn't last forever. Rings rings can be thrown away and taken off, lost down the drain, and melted down and sold and all sorts of things when the all the stardust of the emotion of romance wears off, right? It's just another lump of metal after all, after that. So let go of that kind of expectation, or don't focus on that, and embrace the person for who they are. And, maybe there's something here around, because divine love is acceptance of all that is, right? Maybe there's something you need to accept about that person. Maybe they're never going to be the kind of person that gives you the ring. Maybe they're never going to be that person that gets down on one knee and delivers that emotional, romantic speech about, but then maybe they're the person that's going to be protective and loving you for the rest of your life, because that can have all of that without any kind of ring. You don't need a ring through your nose for that, do you? All you need is love, basically. So that's what they're saying there for Scorpio. So maybe you just need to look up instead of looking down. Sometimes it's just about, raise your eyes above the parapet and see what is the truth of something. There's a lot of ways you could interpret all of that card, but I can't go on forever with all of that. So I'm going to get on to the next one. Is Pisces. Pisces. Okay, so we've got 5 of Wands coming out, which is a struggle. It's also animosity, it's aggression, it's conflict, it's war, it's any kind of disruption, basically. It can be vibrational, but it can also transmit from vibration through to like vocal, physical, mental, so it's vibrational first, some kind of like, there's something jumping in the vibration, basically. It's 5's a movement as well. It's like jumpy, erratic. Let's get another one out. King of Pentacles, so man-made manifest. So actually this is something jumping in the vibration here to manifest a man. So that's manifest, or a woman, whoever is the masculine counterpart in the twin flame process. So if you've got something going on here, Pisces, this month, which is kind of like something, you see, when it's erratic like this, it's shifting things. So it's not a bad thing, that maybe it's coming up inside of you. It could be coming up inside of you as like some kind of irritability, aggression, some kind of conflict inside, like you're not feeling good, annoyance, that kind of stuff. But whatever that is, all those energies are masculine energy. So if it's coming up inside of you as the feminine, it's a sign that the masculine is being shaken up in some way. So if they're feeling the same kinds of things, like annoyance and irritation and anger, but it's actually a good thing, because when the masculine starts to feel that kind of stuff, it means that they're shifting. They will be shifting out of situations that aren't pleasing to them. Because the first thing that happens when you have to shift out of a physical situation that you don't like is that you get very annoyed, because it means that you've got to do something, and you've got to change something, you've got to address something, you've got to look at something, you've got to deal with something, right? And the masculine counterpart, whoever that is, whether you know them or not, it's something in their life that they're going to have to like, oh, I've got to do this now. I thought everything was set. I thought I could just sit back, take it easy, sit like this for the rest of my life, not doing anything, like letting life just go on. And suddenly all shit's hitting the fan, and I've got to make a decision, and I've got to do something, and I've got to change something. But all that change is necessary for you to actually ever meet them or come together with them. But when you feel it coming up inside of you, in fact, you could celebrate that, and you could be like, and does it matter if you get annoyed? Because when we talk about the triggers, right, and this is triggering, like little things going off, like maybe, you're cooking and you drop something on the floor and you're like, oh, now I've got to clear that mess up. See, that is what's coming up inside your twin, that is like, oh, Now I've got to move countries. Now I've got to change my location again. All that's bringing them closer to you. So, in fact, you could be, as you're bending down to the kitchen floor to clear up the mess, you could be kind of smiling. You won't be able to stop the annoyance and the irritation or the bomb going off inside of you, because the triggering is not yours, it's theirs, right? They're being triggered out of a situation. So I would embrace that. And you could have your broader perspective looking on at yourself whilst you're going through that triggering, and actually be like cheering you on for like experiencing that, knowing that you're coming closer towards the end of your process, basically, because the end of the process is the final location of reunion with the one that's your twin flame. So like they say in this process, everything is a good thing. Everything is positive, because everything is shifting and moving and bringing you through your process. So that is that destiny, judgment. And so basically that's what it is. So it's just Pisces, if you're experiencing this month, don't beat yourself up for getting triggered. You know, reading the energy of it. So if you're getting, how you'll know this happens, right? You'll get multiple triggers in a row, multiple little things, and it could be like your life is fine, everything's feeling great, you know, your bed's made, you're all like, everything's swept up, everything's nice and tidy, clear, pristine, clarity, and you're feeling great. And then you do go in the kitchen and you start to cook, and suddenly this pan's dropping and the knife's dropping and there's butter on the floor. And when you get it like that, that's something shifting. That's shifting for the masculine. So just look at yourself going through it and have a wiser eye on it, basically. And praise, you know, enjoy it and praise it for the destiny that it's bringing. That's what I would say. You know, don't get more irritated with yourself for getting triggered. Just let it flow through, let the triggers flow through, and just be like, enjoy as much as you can the in between of the triggers, right? So keep singing and dancing in between the triggers, basically. Let's get one more out. Yeah, look, shift the Tower. So it's a really good thing. Really good thing. In fact, you could be like, oh, what's next? Bring another trigger. Bring another trigger. Let's shift it a bit more. You know, it's all joy and reunion. It's all joy, they're saying. Okay, so that's it for the water signs. And I will be back with video for the next sign soon. Lots of love. Have a good month. Bye.